Welcome to Red Story. Please subscribe to the channel. New stories every day. My name is Marcus. I'm 38 years old, and for the last decade I was married to Camilla, a vibrant, driven woman who always believed in reaching for more. We met at a business seminar in Chicago, each of us barely out of college, but bursting with ambition. Her passion caught my eye right away, and we fell in love faster than I could have imagined. We eventually married, had a son named Liam, and from the outside, it seemed we were a couple on the fast track to success. As the years rolled on, I found a comfortable position working for a finance company. While Camilla insisted on continuing to push boundaries, she'd switch job roles every year, always looking for the perfect fit. By the time Liam was 4, we realized we were juggling so many hours that we hardly saw him. We hired a nanny named Teresa, who basically helped us keep the household running. I was grateful, but also uneasy. Was it normal to see my own child only for bedtime stories? Camilla kept telling me we could do more, earn more. Marcus, she'd say, we're wasting potential. Look around. People become millionaires because they're willing to risk. We're not risking enough. I used to nod, pretending to consider it, but a voice inside me warned, be careful. The market's tough. The economy's shaky. Don't jump recklessly. This difference in outlook led to arguments. Why won't you believe in me? She'd ask. I do believe in you, I'd reply, but I have to protect what we already have. One day I came home to find Camilla looking triumphant. She announced that she'd personally taken out a large bank loan. What? I gasped, my heart thudding, under our family name, without even telling me. She waved me off. Trust me, I have a brilliant business idea, an upscale local bakery chain. We'll strike gold. The bank gave me this money to expand quickly. My stomach turned. We were now on the hook for massive monthly payments. Our argument that night was fierce. She kept shouting, "You're stuck in a scarcity mindset. This will pay off big, you'll see." I demanded to know why she blindsided me, but she just shook her head, insisting I should trust her instincts. As the months passed, the dream business turned out to be far from profitable. The overhead soared and not enough customers flocked in. We tumbled into debt, forced to tighten every belt. No more dinners out, no more weekend trips, even with the nanny's help. Life felt joyless, dominated by financial stress. I'd watch Lime color quietly in the living room while Camilla pinned her hopes on promotions and expansions we simply couldn't afford. I can't see a future like this, I told her one evening, but she wouldn't budge. Soon, Camilla found a new obsession, crypto. She boasted about contacts from the next block over. Real big shots, as she called them, promising staggering returns. She said, Marcus, you'll see. This investment is how we climb out of debt. My gut churned. Something about her tone, reckless, starry-eyed, sounded like a gambler chasing losses. But she pushed onward, claiming to be unstoppable. At first, the crypto returns seemed good. She'd get small payouts, come home beaming, and talk about finally being validated. Meanwhile, I was left to handle Liam's bedtime and parent-teacher conferences alone. Then, after about 2 months of her weird hush-hush deals, things drastically soured. She'd become edgy, restless, hardly sleeping. I remember one night she left her laptop open while rushing out the door. On the screen were messages in a chat group with some guy named Devin. My eyes caught words like, looking forward to our next meeting, babe, and I'll bring more capital. That wasn't business talk, or at least not purely business. The flirty tone was unmistakable. My heart thumped. Was she involved with him intimately? I suspected, but I needed to know for sure. So I scrolled upward, scanning endless chats. My stomach dropped. She'd been sleeping with Devin for half a year, fulfilling both financial and physical needs, as one message brazenly read, "Oh my God." I muttered in shock, trembling at how brazen and callous it was, cheating on me while funneling more money into some shady operation. She was giving him large sums that belonged to our family, plus betraying me in the worst way. I drove to see a lawyer, Nancy Drake, explaining the fiasco, the debts, the crypto deals, the affair. She advised I compile as much evidence as possible, screenshots, texts, financial records, before confronting Camilla publicly. You'll need it in court if you want to protect yourself and your son, Nancy said. Protecting Liam, that phrase stuck in my mind. This wasn't just about heartbreak, but about my child's future. For a week, I painstakingly saved chats, took photos of bank statements, even stumbled upon intimate pictures that made me sick. I was reeling, half lost in a mixture of fury, sadness, and a strange guilt for having chosen someone so self-absorbed. But I told myself, focus. This must be done. On a warm spring afternoon, I laid out the documents in a folder. Camilla walked in from another meeting, exuding false confidence. I told her quietly, "We need to talk." She shot me a dismissive glance until I shoved the papers in her hands. She started flipping through screenshots, texts with Devon, bank transfers, pictures of them together, all carefully documented. Her face went pale, then hardened. I asked one simple question: "Aren't you ashamed?" She looked away, swallowing. This is just business, plus I just needed more. More money, more attention, I spat. But was it worth destroying our family's finances and trust? Where's your loyalty to Liam or to me? For a moment, I saw something like regret flicker in her eyes, but it vanished. "You can't prove I owe you any of this," she said coolly, flipping the documents onto the table. "And I certainly won't pay you back a cent." That told me everything. She felt no remorse. "You didn't just cheat on me," I said, voice trembling with anger. "You'd used our future as currency for your greed, and you threw it all away." She shrugged. "You never understood my ambition. You're stuck in your safe bubble. I wanted more from life than you could give." Devon offered it. From that day, we dove into lawsuits and divorce proceedings. The crypto scheme turned out to be borderline fraudulent, as I'd suspected. She ended up losing everything in the meltdown. Meanwhile, armed with the evidence, I managed to keep our house in the settlement. Nancy was skillful in proving Camilla's financial irresponsibility. She was assigned the old condo we had in a distant suburb, and nearly no one recognized her or cared about her deals there. Lyme refused to live with her, upset by how she was never around. The court granted me primary custody. Camilla got alternate weekends, though she rarely used them. It turned out she truly had lost interest in us. She retreated into that dingy condo, reportedly still entangled in debts, possibly chasing new money miracles. I heard rumors that she's half broke. Part of me pitied her, but I felt more relief than sorrow. She'd done this to herself. Sometimes I recall the day we married, her radiant smile, my sense of life brimming with promise. Hard to believe that same woman ended up so hollow and fixated on wealth. I can forgive her as a flawed human, but I'll never forget the devastation. She parted with nothing but scraps, losing her family's love for illusions of grandeur. Liam and I, on the other hand, have recentered ourselves in a simpler, calmer life. "Dad," Liam asked me once, "why did Mom go away?" I told him she decided to chase other dreams, but forgot what mattered at home. We focus on each other now, biking on weekends, doing homework side by side. Our life feels small but genuine, free from the drama of endless ambition. I can't say I'm happy she ended up in debt or that she's alone. Yet when I look back, I see no alternative. She made her choices. She reached for a dangerous more, only to find emptiness. I found my peace in letting her go. That's the story of how my wife's hunger for success, wealth, and cheap excitement cost her everything, and how I regained my freedom in the process.